Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, so I was looking for another video to do, and I got this idea because I'd seen a comment or two about it. I had a couple people ask me about it, but in all reality, we have to know, where in the world does the new Cloverfield fit into the Cloververse? And I don't mean Cloverfield Paradox. That's a thing of the past. That's so a week or two ago. We're looking for the new one, which is currently codenamed Overlord. Overlord, for those of you who don't know, is the fourth film in the Cloverfield saga, but it is slated to be a World War II film about them going behind enemy lines on D-Day in 1944. They come across a town that's occupied by Nazis, and they are experimenting, and then shenanigans ensue, and then we have our movie. So that's where I have to say, where in the world does it fit? Because, you know, we have our clear, concise 2008, we have our 2028, we have our 2016. Where does this all fit? Well, my friends, you've come to the right place here at ScottsThoughts. So, my friends, I think I have a pretty viable theory as to how in the world this is going to tie into the Cloverfield universe. Yes, we have the particle device spreading monsters throughout all of reality, and so throughout all of time, and all of that. Yes, we're going to probably get that. But I think there's a little bit more. How is this going to tie into the overall universe? Because the monsters are ultimately just a catalyst for the universe, that this is ultimately still monster stories just told in different ways. And because Cloverfield is all about bottleneck thriller kind of vibe, where it's like it's a giant epic scope told from a narrow perspective, this one is D-Day, World War II, big epic perspective, told behind enemy lines, behind the scenes. How is that going to play in? Now, some interesting information from the ARG. For those of you who don't know, Tagerato was founded in 1944. So, we have some theories that maybe, just maybe, Tagerato's information on the particle accelerator is going to be a prototype of development by the Nazis in 1944. That is my current leading theory, is that they are in fact testing it for maybe what Tagerato will become or has already become. That they want to see what they can do with this energy, because ultimately Tagerato is all about energy. They want to create energy. So, seeing them create it with this particle accelerator that of course is going to be in the experimental phases. So shenanigans are going to ensue. So what if D-Day, behind enemy lines, has a contained outbreak? That they rip something out of another reality. So what if they rip a Cloverfield monster out of reality? What if they rip an alien from the 10 Cloverfield Lane issue? What if they rip that out of another reality and into our own, and that's what our soldiers have to fight and survive? Because ultimately it's a couple soldiers, they're from, one of them's from Black Mirror, I don't know his name, but they're going to have to ultimately fight to survive. One of the theories that has been going around is that it's going to be Nazi zombies. For the love of God, just because there's a sci-fi thriller that has supernatural elements in World War II does not mean it has to have zombies. Now, I'm not saying it won't have zombies, I just hope it doesn't. But I think, personally, that the supernatural element is that they're going to be trying to use this particle accelerator for things like energy, and then it turns out that it's going to open up a gateway to some kind of terrible creature. And it's probably going to be one of the creatures from the other Cloverfield films. They're going to have to fight and stop it before it reaches the soldiers on the front lines. And so, you know, they'll sit there and they'll have that line that you're like, you know, if they get past here, then everything we ever known could be lost. And so then they have their fight, and they gotta fight off the creature, and cool, awesome World War II action ensues. And we haven't really seen anything other than a couple set photos from Overlord, which I'm still saying, I really hope that they call it Operation Cloverfield. I just think that would sound really cool. So I'm going to call it Operation Cloverfield for now. But that is my leading theory as to how this is going to tie in. So ultimately, this is going to have the particle accelerator in the experimental phases. Our heroes are going to kind of foil it because Tagerato's more or less a bad guy. And then that is going to be kind of the blueprint for what they say is down the line, we're going to make this particle accelerator for unlimited energy. And then that's where we're going to be. Is then that ultimately leads into the creation of the device. Someone is going to have to get away with it, or a government agency or something like that, to be the now Cloverfield paradox. So that is how it's going to tie in. It's ultimately going to be a prequel story to the Cloverfield paradox, in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Does my theory sound pretty sound? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got plenty more videos coming to you. Love you guys.